Alright, so here's the final product. This is unfortunately 295 grams instead of the 260 that I made the previous one. I don't know where the difference is. Probably is a bit in the top bit here, the machine part. I had to file down a bit, adapt a bit. Also the crank itself is a bit thicker. It's 14 mil. The other one was 12. But it's probably the grinding down of the top bit that I haven't done quite as severe as I did the other one. So still drying. Sprayed a bit of aluminium paint on it, and I'm going tomorrow. Just go this here to my tap set. Got it for a tenner. This is probably unique. That's the thread for the pedal thread. Left on one side, right the other side. £10. I'm not putting this one on eBay, but that's where I got it. That's it. Sorry, I forgot to show you the most important bit here. Well, two things actually. One is how to straighten your pedal and make sure it's straight. Because if it isn't, then if it is even a few degrees out, it makes quite a big difference to your pedaling stroke. I should have, having made sort of half the box section, tap the thread and put a pedal on, check the pedal for straightness, because at that point you can still change the box section. Once you weld the top on, it's that much more difficult. Filled it around before with a bit of wood, length of wood, to see if it's straight, but it's far easier to get a pointer for a couple of quid. Shows, I suppose. Tape it to your pedal, and then you have, as long as your workshop is long, got a rod that's perfectly straight, angled. That's for the whole length of your workshop. So I usually check it in the 4 positions, straight on, and you've got to compare where that pointer is pointing to when you're 180 off, and it should be around about the same place. So that will give you whether your pedal is turned this way or that way, which you can't correct now. Not anymore, but fortunately I've done a reasonable job against all expectations, by coincidence. The other thing is the bottom and the top position. So again, you look at your pointer, ideally it's all in the same position. Well, this case, the top here is out by probably a degree or two that way. So at the bottom point, it's pointing a little bit more that way. So that would mean I'd have to twist the crank if it proves in pedaling that there's too much swinging on my foot. And actually, fortunately, that you can correct by putting this end in your vise and putting a big metal rod through your crank connection there. Just force it round, will weaken your weld and your crank a little bit, but I've done it with the other side and it works okay. So that's the last bit I should have shown you, really.